It's a teen talk skating podcast where I embarrass myself. Hello, and welcome to episode number 95 of a Teen Talks Game podcast. My name is Van Gogh, and I hope you guys are all doing very well. What is our talk about? Happy early Thanksgiving to everybody in the States, at least. In Canada, they do Thanksgiving in like October. I think that's like past, I think. Right, Canadian people? I don't know. But to all the US people who are like most of the people who listen anyway, happy early Thanksgiving. Very thankful for all the good support and listens and good vibes on the podcast. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm really am thankful. I'm sorry. I'm just awkward. I'm sorry. Um but yeah, I am officially off from school for a week because of the holidays, so I'm really happy about that. And so I will proceed to lay down and watch skating, or do a lot of other things. Honestly, I need to do a lot of other things because yeah, your boy still has homework, like a lot of homework, because he's been procrastinating a little bit at school. So now he has to take all the work home to do, and that might be for like half my classes. So it's really bad. So it's not really a holiday. It's more like a holiday with little extra stuff to do on the side. But I hope you guys are doing, relatively well. Um, yeah, that's kind of it. I am trying to like think about how I'm trying to get more, outreach and interest in the podcast as we head into the new year. And so, over the break, and then over like winter break too, I might do some more research on how I can build more interest and outreach, especially as we approach the Olympic season or the Olympics, because I'm really excited to do that. And I hope more people listen around the Olympic time. But let's head over to our program of the week for the week because, our program of the week is not built for the week. Let's go over there. Program of the week. Okay, so our program of the week this week is a pairs program. I know, a pairs program? Like, that's crazy, Van Gogh. And yes, I intentionally try to pick a pairs program because I'm like, okay, I cannot do another women's program. I can't do another men's program. I can't do another ice dance program. Let's do the one discipline that kind of terrifies me, but I have to do this discipline because it's very important to do, highlight pairs as well. So I decided to go back in time a little bit and like, what would be a good year in pairs. And I feel like 2016 was the pairs year, 2016 was it. And so the pair of the week this week is from Sway and Han, who are still competing today. I mean, they just came back this season, but Sway and Han, very young Sway and Han, and their 2016 World's Free Skate, which was set to the very famous music of Samson and Delilah by none other than Camille Saint-Saëns. Samson and Delilah is quite a warhorse in figure skating. I would say it's like a minor warhorse, not huge, but a warhorse nonetheless. I would say that this program is very well built. I often feel like Paris programs have so many elements to fit in all the dang time. Just like, where's the story? Where's the impact? This program takes it slow, and I think that's why I like it so much. They start off the program with a quad twist because why? Why not? And I feel like their skating is like not epic in the sense like, yeah, we should do a quad twist. Ha. No, it's like we just did a quad twist. Now we're gonna do some posing and some acting and just the vibe is just right in this program for me in that sense. So they do a quad twist, they do a triple toe side by side, triple toe, double toe actually, and then they head into their kind of choreo, kind of not even a choreo sequence, it's just choreo, and they kind of split apart into a circle. They split apart separately, and then Sway does this really cool sliding motion under Han's like legs, kind of, and it's this really beautiful sliding motion that she just fits right through perfectly, and he kind of motions, and then it heads into like this camel spin for like one revolution. It's just good choreo, and then they head into their after all that beautiful nice choreo, they head into a quad sal cow throw because again, they do fall on it, but who cares? Because I don't know, they did the quad twist. Who cares? Quad salka, I don't really know. People don't even, I don't know. But yeah, a very beautiful program. I really enjoyed their first big lift as well because there's this moment in that lift where Han is in a spread eagle position, which is like super difficult with this kind of lift. And so it just looks very impressive. The music matches very well. Heading more into the second half of the program, really excellent pair elements. I really enjoyed their death spiral, and then after the death spiral, they kind of split apart again into a big circle, and they came together again to go into their pair spin. Just that nuance, just that transition of not going immediately into one element to another is really that nuance that really set this program apart for me, because it's not just element to element, it's element, transition, and pay attention to the music, and then another element. Beautiful pair spin, beautiful lifts. They have great lifts. And beautiful side by side spins. The individual side by side spins that they do by themselves, super synchronized, super on tempo. It's just good choreography. And I don't know. I feel like Sam and Delilah is a very overpowering piece of music, but their skating does not get overpowered by it at all. It's loud. It's fun, but it's still very, very refined and has all these very nice choreographic moments that make the program very worth watching, and it does feel very complete at the end, if that makes sense. It doesn't feel unfinished. You feel like you got a complete story from beginning to end, even if the technical side wasn't perfect. But yeah, go check it out after you listen to this episode. Sway Han and their 2016 World's Free Skate to Samson and Delilah by Camille St. Sion. But now let's head over to our main episode, which is a lot in this main episode. That was your program of the week. Okay, people, we are nearing the end of the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating Series in this 25-26 Olympic season. The fifth Grand Prix that we went to was the 2025 Skate America, which I am very used to Skate America being the very first Grand Prix, and that's how it has been for, I think, every year that I've watched skating. And so I've watched skating since 2021, and so that should probably tell you a lot about, you know, how long I've been watching it, and yeah, anyway, Skate America, the point is Skate America has been the first Grand Prix for a while, and then suddenly they're like, let's switch it up, and now it's the fifth Grand Prix, so I'm very not used to having it in November, so it was very interesting, but it was still such a vibe. I feel like it got dark outside while I was watching Skate America, and so I just feel like, I don't know, the vibes are there. I'm just watching skating basically at night, and it's a good vibe. With the fifth Grand Prix, of course, that means there's only one left, the sixth Grand Prix, which is literally happening right now. Not right now, they're all asleep, but it's happening as I am recording this episode because I recorded this the week after Skate America. I know it's complicated. And November is over after that. And then we go to Grand Prix final, and then we go have like a bunch of nationals to talk about, Europeans, four continents, and then the Olympics. So we do not have a lot of major competitions left before the Olympics. And so I don't know. I feel like that's just so difficult to set in my brain because I am just still stuck in like August, and I'm still stuck in having no skating to worry about and recording my video essays. It's crazy that the Olympics are in February of all places. Of all places? No, of all times? I don't know. They are in February, and that is not very far from now. That is very, very soon. Anywho, let's talk about the 2025 Skate America. This Skate America was set in New York in Lake Placid. So they moved from Texas from the past 2 years to Lake Placid in New York, which is a very touristy area from my understanding. It's a very secluded, rural kind of touristy area. The arena was the Herb Brooks Arena, which is a very historic arena because the Miracle on Ice for the US hockey team happened there in 1980 or something. I don't know hockey, I just know skating or figure skating. So, I don't know, it's historic in that way. It's super old. Cool. Okay. One thing I wanted to note was that the audience numbers and they were not very high. We know that from the number of tickets they sold. We know that just from looking at the audience on the TV broadcast that there were not a lot of people in the arena. Unfortunately, for the free skates, yes, there were the final segment of competition, but even in the short program, very very few people, and that mostly had to do. A lot of people I saw saying on Reddit that the location was difficult to get to. There wasn't a major airport nearby. The transportation was difficult, and also the weather because it did snow in Lake Placid and it's cold and nobody wants to go there, and it wasn't the most ideal thing I guess in the world. I think I would have gone regardless if I had the opportunity, but like a lot of people just like were like the location's off, like it's not in a near an urban city, it's you know kind of things like that. were, main contributing factors to low audience numbers. And so I totally understand that. I think, figure skating in itself is a, kind of dying sport in the US. I did a video on our episode about that once. But I don't know, just something interesting to know. But, there was a very quick transition between the events. Like, the ice dance would finish up, and then, like, 10 minutes later, it's the women's. Like, let's go. Like, the Zamboni was fast here or something because the ice just got cleaned up. And, like, from ice dance, let's go 10 minutes break. Okay, women's 10-minute break, next event. Stuff like that was, like, super crazy, I feel like. Um, on the NBC broadcast, the commentary by Johnny Weir and Terry Lipinski, a lot of people did not like it. I personally didn't like it either. It was kind of distracting. It was kind of snarky. It was kind of obnoxious. I wrote on Reddit that it was not very positive. It wasn't very positive at all. It didn't really have a lot of constructive criticism to it, in my opinion. It was a lot of criticism that was not constructive, and I think that was just super unhelpful. And it wasn't very positive. And yeah, not my favorite. The audience, I feel like the US audiences always have so many stuffed animals, squishmallows, and everything like that. Someone needs to run statistics on that. Also the men's event. During the men's event, the scoring system broke after the first skater, and they had to switch to paper, which was crazy. But then they fixed it kind of halfway through the event, so I don't really know. That was crazy. And then leading into the part where I'm actually going to talk about the competition, what was this scoring? The scoring here was very, very crazy. The levels were so low. If you were watching the ice dance event, you will know what I'm talking about. But like, it was like the scares looked like they were doing great, and then boom, level one, boom, level two, boom, level base. Like, that's crazy. I feel like there were so little level fours happening in like the steps and the more refined movements, which I get. I personally am not that like nitpicky or meticulous when I watch ice dance. I'm not good at observing at those things. I'm more of like there for the vibes, I guess. But the judges were just like not having it. But yeah, there was definitely chaos everywhere. It literally felt like the US's political situation, like chaos everywhere. But I'm not gonna get into that because that'd be really bad. But yeah, just know it was chaotic. And I think the perfect example of chaotic was this men's event. This men's event, genuinely, I have no words. There, like, what words could you put to this men's event to justify what happened? I don't think you can. I don't think you can. But I'm gonna start off in 8th place at this men's event, and in 8th place at this men's event was Tetsuya Suoyi from Japan. He was 6th place in the short program with a downgraded fall on his quad toe, unfortunately, but he did get a really solid save on the quad sal triple toe done. Um, he did get 7th in the free skate, pop double toe, fall on under rotated quad sal, and an unclear edge on a triple lutz, but the rest of the program was done well. He is kind of one of Japan's rising talents. We saw him go to Worlds last year. He didn't do the best at Worlds as much as he would have liked, unfortunately. But, perhaps he is still one of those dark horses for the Japanese Olympic team. He has done, really good scores in the past. It's a matter of consistency with him, I think. And so we will definitely see how results turn out. His performances weren't strong, but they weren't, terrible, I guess. They were pretty decent, and, such performances still could get him on the Japanese Olympic team, but just compared to some of the other skaters in Japan, the scores aren't as high, but, you never know. You never know with Japanese men. You never know with any men in this world. Okay. In 7th place was perhaps a little bit of a surprising result for me. This was a skater who I really thought would maybe take dominance this Grand Prix series, but here was just a bit of an unfortunate competition. And in 7th place was Nicolai Momola of Italy, who was 8th in the short program with a fall on an under-rotated quad flip. Kind of a step out on the quad lutz into a double toe loop. Triple axel was good, 2 slight spin errors. It was kind of a disappointing skate for Nicolai Momola. What did he skate to in that? Was it Tosca? Was it Tosca? I think it was Tosca. His Scheherazade free skate, I do enjoy this Scheherazade free skate. I think he has the right amount of drama for it, in my opinion. I think it's a great, excellent program. He did pop a quad flip attempt into a double flip, and he got a quarter on a triple axel and a quad lutz. No edge call on those quad lutzes or that attempt at the double flip. So maybe they just weren't strict at that. Maybe he really has improved on those edges. That was a big problem for him last season that kind of hampered his scores. But I do think that I don't know, the Japanese or not the Japanese, not the Japanese, the Italian men's team, the Italian men are just they are confusing to me because I feel like any of them could take the spots. Like, yeah, I will discuss it when we get to another Italian man later, but yeah, just saying. Okay. In sixth place from Azerbaijan was Vladimir Litvintsev. He was seventh in the short program with a quarter on his quad toe and the slightest of errors, a little forward, I think, on the triple flip, triple toe. That was kind of something on some of his landings, unfortunately, was that he got good positive GOE on them, but I think, they could have been higher if he wasn't so, I don't know, the jumps were a little shaky on the landings, still got the positive GOE, not major errors, but yeah, his fourth place free skate, I feel like, kind of went somewhat viral within the figure skating community because it is Joker themed, and he starts off at the judges like area, and he's like smoking a cigarette, and it's like super like it's interesting. It's a very interesting program concept, and he has the right moxie and swagger to really sell it. And I just thought it was a very interesting program. It was a very different style to some of the other men. It was Joker, it was swagger, it was cool, it was I wanna be the boss kind of vibe. I don't know. It was very cool in a sense. It was very, very cool. Um, in the free skate, he just got an under rotation on a quad toe, but everything else was very, very clean. And a lot of people thought he should have won the free skate. I don't know, the free skate was pretty close. I don't know. I think I would have given him more. I don't know. The Jewy, I think I would have kept him fourth in the free skate. I think that was fair in where he's at. Just because again of some of those jumps being kind of pitched forward, but some of the judges did put him higher and some of them did put him lower. Okay. The second Italian man here, actually the third Italian man. But anyway, the fifth place finisher from Italy was Daniel Grazel, who was fourth place in the short program with a big, big step out on his quad lutz. He had to save it like he had to save that thing to prevent a fall. It was very unfortunate there. Got a triple loop, triple toe done instead of the quad loop that he would have wanted. And then he got sixth place in the free skate. This was a competition where the judges were harsh, and I think Daniel Grassel is the perfect example of a skater who just unfortunately doesn't get the scores when the judges are very harsh. He popped a double lutz here. He got an under rotation on the quad loop. Same thing on the quad flip. Quarters on both parts of the triple axel, triple toe. Yeah. Yeah, again, the judges were very strict. The technical panel saw this underrotation like coming from a mile away. Very shaky landings for Daniel Grazel, very shaky step outs, things like that. Just very unfortunate here. But he has those quads. He has that in his arsenal. I do think he is probably the most likely of all the Italian men to take one of those two spots for Italy, just because he has had better scores and he does have that technical power and prowess in his skating to kind of propel him forward. His Pope themed free skates, a conclave. I'm still kind of confused by it, but it's interesting. It's interesting. That's yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. Okay, people, let's talk about fourth place because fourth place is my favorite skater, and that is the top man from the US here, Jason Brown from the US. Jason was fifth in the short program. They were very strict with his under rotations, and I think that is pretty fair here. He got an under rotation on his triple axel, which I feel like he has been unfortunately struggling with recently. The triple lutz, triple toe got a quarter on that last jump and kind of a step out to save it, but the crowd was there, the energy was there. He was skating to Riverdance in his short program, a a revival of his old Riverdance viral Riverdance program back in 2014, and this short program is just so 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 good. And I don't know, it has the right vibes that the old Riverdance had, but it still feels new. It still feels more refined, Jason Brown, and he's really matured in his career. And I don't know, it just you can tell the difference, but it keeps all that same charm that you used to love 10, 11 years ago. And I think it's a great program for him. In the free skate for Jason Brown, he's skating to Say Something. This was emotional. This had the right moment. This was so good. Just the jumps weren't there again. Quarter on the triple axel, pop double sal, unclear edge on triplets, under rotation on triple flip. You know, those types of things did add up, unfortunately, with his skating, and the Jui wasn't there, the jumps weren't there. He did win the component score, which I think was well deserved. There were some moments with twizzles and going down and going up and skating fast and skating slow that just this program is so good. And I think I don't know if I can ever hate a Jason Brown free skate, except no, I didn't hate it. I didn't like the Tarzan one as much because it was just I didn't like the music. I love that skating, but the music, eh. But this music, this skating, this program, just no, this is gonna like I don't know. I feel like it makes you want to watch skating so much, and that's what I appreciate about Jason Brown. But yeah, he was fourth year overall, which is a pretty good score. Still, I do still think he is pretty much guaranteed to get a men's Olympic spot. Okay, this next result literally broke my heart. I literally no, I knew like I just okay. Third place was Kazuki Tomono of Japan. He was first in the short program. Quad toe, triple toe done well. Quad sal done well. Triple axel done well. He skated to a song by Sophie Tucker that was very disco-y, and I really did enjoy the program quite a lot. Actually, I did enjoy it. This free skate was devastating. He was eighth place in the free skate for third overall. I was watching this. I was just like, please. When he walked on the ice, I was just, please, 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 because I wanted to see Kazuki Tomono win a Grand Prix event. And maybe the stars weren't aligned or something because this program was a bit unfortunate. Quad toe quarter with a fall, a quad toe with a fall, and a repetition call. Got the quad sal done. Triple axel had to step out on it, and then finally he popped a double sal at the end of his triple axel combo. So again, the jump errors were what kept Kazuki Tomono, away from second and first place maybe. But the thing about Kazuki Tomono is those beautiful, beautiful singing skills. His free skate is to this piano piece called Halston, and by Stefan Mochio, I think it's his name is maybe. Very sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but it's just so beautiful. It's just like even with the mistakes, I didn't care. I just wanted to see this program. I think it's gonna go down as one of those underrated programs. I love this program so much, and if he skated it cleaner, guys, if he would have been first, like so close. I'm really hoping Kazuki Tomono makes the Japanese men's Olympic team. I know it's a far reach, I know, but in my heart, he is making it. He's gonna make it. In second place here was Mikhail Shidorov from Kazakhstan. He was third in the short program here. Did get a quarter on his quadlets going into that triple toe. Did get a quad toe done though, very well with good Jui in that second half. Two spin errors. His spins were not very well liked by the judges here. But oh well. In the free skate, he started off really strong with that iconic triple axel Euler quad sal that I'm just still so impressed with. I think it's incredible. A fall and unclear edge and under rotation on the quad flip. Unclear edge on another triple flip that probably wanted to be a quad. Uh, an under rotation and a fall on a quad, a very hard fall on that quad toe actually, and a quad toe quarter double toe. The quads, he had the most quads out of any man here. He did 5 quads in the free skate, was probably attempting 6, I think. Very strong skate, very strong program. Yes, 2 falls on the flip and the toe, but still first in the free skate was very impressive. His free skate is still getting a lot of, backlash, not the most positive comments. I think it's weird. I think it's interesting. I think it's alien. I think it fits the Fifth Element vibe very, very well. But to each their own. I liked it. I'm sorry. I liked it. Guilty. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, but in first place, and this was quite one of the moments of the event. First place was a very surprising result for me and for a lot of people. And first place was Kevin Amos of France. Kevin Amos and Skate America just love each other like no other event and skater do. Here, Kevin Amos won his very first Grand Prix event. He was second in the short program, with a clean skate. He did get a slight spin error, but a clean skate nonetheless, and a second place free skate. The second place free skate was not, maybe the cleanest, maybe the best. Did get error on the quad toe, step out quad toe quarter, and a double toe. Triple Lutz had a step out, downgraded on the triple axle, unclear edge on the triple flip. But the moment was still there, the art was still there, the components were quite strong. Even if he was only sixth in the technical score, he was still second in the artistic score. This Bolero program is energetic, it's very bright, and I think it was a good result for him after that disappointment at Skate Canada, where he was 10th. He won first here at Skate America, because that's just how it works. He just likes Skate America better, and yeah, very surprising result for me and for Kevin Amos as well. He was crying. It was a big shock, and very good to see that he won his event. Okay, so that was the men's event. In third place, we had Kazuki Tomono. Second place, we had Mikhail Shidorov. And in first place, we had Kevin Amos. Okay, let's talk about the other, chaotic event, and that is the women's event. And I want to just quickly go through all the women real quick, because I did get to watch all the women's free skates at least, and so I would like to run through all the women real quick. But I will probably start talking about like the technical side, and when we get to like sixth place, we'll see. In 12th place here was Josephine Lee of the U.S., the silver medalist at 2024 U.S. Nationals. Very impressive result back at those nationals. Ever since then, I think the judges have really caught on to her under rotation issues, unfortunately. In her free skate, she skated to Scheherazade, and I really did enjoy that Scheherazade program. I really did think it was a nice version of Scheherazade. She sells it very well, I thought. Unfortunately, just struggled with a lot of the under rotations, downgrades, unfortunately. Yeah, did get a couple downgrades, unfortunately, but I like the skate. I think she was a good skater in the component side of the things, in the art side of things. Technical side, the under rotations, downgrades did affect her score a lot, unfortunately. But I hope we see a lot of Josephine Lee in the future, especially in this next Olympic quad. In 11th place, this broke my heart, was Wakaba Higuchi of Japan. This is so no. Wakaba Higuchi, she unfortunately did struggle with injury, I believe, over the summer. If you recall, last year she really had a huge comeback season. She went to Worlds, she placed sixth, I believe. In Japan, she was super, super competitive. She was eighth place in the short. Just a couple under rotations, and then she was 11th in the free, unfortunately. A really hard fall, downgrade on that triple flip at the end. It's just the pops, it just wasn't there for Wakaba. Wonder Woman music was just I believed in Wakaba Higuchi, and I just like, you know what? Who cares, guys? Who cares? Wakaba Higuchi is still very much a skater with a huge legacy in my heart, and maybe this is her last international assignment. I hope it isn't. But, unfortunately, just the injury just set in at a really bad time in the Olympic season. And I just hope Rocco Higuchi can recover and still show up at Japanese nationals and put a really good skate in front of her, because she's such a talented skater and I love her skating. And I'm always going to remember 2024 Skate America running up that hill, Stranger Things. It was so, so good. It was so good. It was so good. Moving on to 10th place. 10th place, we got Ekaterina Kurokova of Poland. She was 11th in the short, 10th in the free. Her Moulin Rouge free skate, to me, I love this Moulin Rouge free skate. I think it's a style. It's a more, I don't know, it's a more mature style, a more interesting style. It's a different style of acting than we've seen Ekaterina Kurokova do, and she's a great performer. And I'm happy that she went with Moulin Rouge. I think it fit her very well. Still very musically inclined, still very artistic. I thought very, very well done program for Ekaterina Kurokova. Yeah. In ninth place, also from Japan, like Wakabi Higuchi, was Hana Yoshida. She was 10th in the short program here. Didn't attempt the triple axel in the short. Did pop a double Lutz, unfortunately, and got two under rotations there. In eighth place in the free skate, she got a really good triple axel done on television live, and it did get a quarter call after, but still pretty good. The rest of the program unfortunately fell prey to, a fall in the triple flip, under rotation on the Lutzes, but still a really strong program for Hana Yoshida. Really strong skater, really strong program. Um, yeah, it's a good program. Her triple axel is quite strong when she can land it clean. Just not the most clean skater consistently. And I don't know, Hana Yoshida has an outside chance at making that Olympic team as well. It's hard to tell, people. It's hard to tell. And I really think I have grown with looking and watching Hana Yoshida skating. Something about, I don't know, something is different in her skating these days, and I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. In 8th place here was Haein Lee of South Korea. She was 7th in the short program, and then she was 9th in the free skate with her Carmen free skate. She had a very hard fall on, what element was it? I think it was her triple downgraded triple flip in the first half of the program. She kind of did have a hard fall on that downgraded triple flip, unfortunately. But yeah, Haein Lee was in, what is that, in 8th place. And still a strong skate. The South Korean women's team has 2 spots for the Olympics. Could go to a lot of women. Hailey Lee is definitely one of those names, and maybe this just was not her event, but I'm sure at another event she could do very, very strong. Yeah, she's had great scores over the season, kind of up and down from the 70s to the 90s, and we'll see where her scores end up and where she will place. Okay. Uh, oops, excuse me. I'm sorry. Okay, in 7th place was Lea Serna of France. This was a very good result. A lot of people thought this was very undermarked, actually, and I do agree. I think it could have been higher. In fact, she was 9th in the short program, did get a quarter on that quad, not quad, and a triple flip, unclear edge on the triple lets, but still pretty decent. 7th place free skate was, in my eye, this program was pretty clean. It was a Edith Piaf program. It was very beautiful to watch. She did pop a double toe loop, unclear edges on both of her triplettes, but otherwise, it was very good. It was very clean. I thought the choreo sequence was pretty. She got a very gutsy triple flip in at the very end. It was just the jumps were there. I don't know, the vibe was there, and I think she was undermarked. Maybe in the component side, I thought the presentation was a very, very nice. The composition of the program flowed very well. I just I thought it was good. I thought it was very good for Leah Sena, and I wish she got a bit more from the judges, but they just no, no. I don't know. I don't agree with the judges. I'm sorry. Is that a crime? I'm sorry. But yeah, Leah Sena in 7th place from France. Let's move on to our top 6. In 6th place was Cheon Kim of South Korea. She was 5th place in the show program, quarter on her triple lutz and her triple toe in the combo, unclear edge on that triple flip. Then she was 6th place in the free skate, a couple under rotations on the triple loop and the triple lutz and the triple flip, and quarter on the triple lutz and double axle combination. But still a really good skate. I think that this program that she is reusing is a very solid program. It's called, I think, Whispers from the Heart or something, and it's strong music. I think she portrays it very well. I love the way she jumps. I think she almost jumps into her jumps. I would say her method of entering her jumps is very unique in my opinion, and it just looks very pleasing to the eye, and she gets these really nice landings when she gets the jumps done. And I really do like Chan Kim's skating, and excited to see more of it. I think she is kind of the front runner for a women's spot in South Korea. I feel like I think she might get it. I don't know. Oh, that's hard to say. There's a lot of women who could get it, but I think Chan Kim is maybe one of the front runners. Okay, this is my moment of the women's event. In 5th place, we had Star Andrews of the USA. This was the moment that of the event for me. Before this event, Star Andrews actually announced that this is her last season skating in singles, because starting next season, she will be skating in pairs, which is very interesting to me. I feel like we've seen Star Andrews in the singles forever, and I'm definitely going to miss her presence and her singing skills in her program. So good. And she announced that she's going to pairs. And this was such a good way to end off your Grand Prix career as a single skater. These 2 programs were so good. She had a 6th place short program, did get a slight negative G on her triple loop. The free skate, this was such a moment for me. 5th place free skate, the only error being a complete edge call on the triple lutz, but otherwise, very good. Triple toe, double axle, triple flip got done. The triple loops got down. It was beautiful. when she landed that very last triple loop, I could not help but smile knowing that this was gonna be a really good score for her. I thought she deserved, I don't know, maybe even more. I don't know. I'm sorry. I just thought this program, it was vampire themed or something. I don't know what it was, but she sang. She was. I don't know. She was so like she was into it. I was into it. Everyone was into it. This was a personal best free skate. So obviously a great way to end off your Grand Prix singles career. I don't know. I even thought she deserved a little bit more. I thought this was a really great program. Just for my eye, you couldn't help but smile. I think she just has that quality. I'm gonna miss Star Andrews on the singles. But I'm sure she still has a few more competitions like nationals and everything. So I'm still happy to see that. But great program for Star Andrews. I think she was a great skater here, and I'm very happy she got personal best overall score and everything. Okay. Into the top four here, the fourth and third place and the second and first place had a very controversial scoring. But I'm just gonna say it as it is with the judges, and then I'll kind of discuss what I personally thought. In fourth place overall was Lara Naki Gutman of Italy. She was third place in the short program with a clean skate, very interesting skate. I think it was something about the poem of a legend or something. I don't remember what it was, the music. It was Italian, but it was a very simple skate. And it was very, I don't know what it was. It was a very, like very aesthetic. I don't know. Yeah. She had a fourth place free skate here. To Jaws. Very interesting music, very interesting concept. Her only error, and this is very important to note, her only error was making a double loop instead of a triple loop on that third jumping pass. Everything else was clean. She got a personal best, actually. Wait, did she get a personal best? No, she got a personal best in the short program, but not in the free skate. She got a personal best in the short and personal best in overall score with 204.29 points. Very important, okay? To know that 204.29 points. And it looked very close. A lot of people very close with third place. Third place with 204.69 points, so only point 0.4 higher, was Anastasia Gubanova of Georgia. She was fourth place in the short program here with just getting a quarter on call on her triplets. And she was actually second in the free skate with a pretty decent skate, I feel like, from Gubanova. Everything was clean. They did call her out on the under rotation on her triple flip and the double axel at the end, unfortunately though. So not super clean, but still very good. And so a lot of people were debating, did Gubanova deserve third? Did Laranaki Guman deserve third? This was very close, and obviously you can see from the scores that it was very close anyway, because it was only point 0.4 apart. Let me think. I'm trying to think what's my idea of this. When I was watching it, I personally thought that Gumanova was better. And now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, maybe Laranaki Guman was better. I think what kind of happened here is that Laranaki Guman had a very strong short, not as strong free. Gumanova, okay short, way stronger free. The components were better in the free for Gumanova. So I think I could have seen it either way. I think this one was very close. It was gonna be very close no matter what judges you put on it. The panel, I guess. I don't know how to say, but it's gonna be very close anyway. I think I would have given third to Gubanova. I'm not gonna lie. I love Larnaki Gutman, but something about Gubanova's free skate, I think just the component side just sold me better or something. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I love Larnaki Gutman, and if she got third, I would have not been mad either. But a very close result for the between the two, so I could see it either way. Now let's discuss the difference between the second and the first place. This was actually quite more of a difference. It's about 3 points, 3.3-ish points difference. Rinko Watanabe here from Japan was in second place. She was in first with a clean short program. Beautiful triple axel done. Did get a quarter on a triple toe after the triplets in her Moulin Rouge short program. In her free skate, she was third. She got a it's so good. Triple axel, triple toe done. Deep knee bent on that triple axel to go back into the triple toe was beautiful. Did try to do a second triple axel. That was the main error, unfortunately, and she got downgraded on that second triple axel. They called out a few other of her errors: a quarter on the triple lutz, under rotation on the triple lutz, under rotation on the triple sal, unfortunately. And so at the end of the day, it came down to under rotations, and that one downgraded triple axel attempt was just quite unfortunate for Rinko Watanabe. A lot of people thought that she deserved first overall, but first overall actually went to the American skater, the home favorite skater, Alyssa Liu of the USA. She was second in the short here. Her promise short program was beautiful, of course. She is trying the new combo, the triple lutz, triple loop in the second half of the program. She did get an under rotation on the triple loop. It did very much seem under rotated when I watched it. And so that was unfortunate. What I will say though is that I don't know. I feel like the Jui for it being under rotated wasn't as heavily marked, I guess. But I don't know. I'm not here to judge, but that's just my idea, in my opinion. And then she was first in the free skate. She did get another under rotation on the triple toe after the triple lutz, and then at the double axel at the very end, performing her MacArthur Park skate again. This was a very strong program still, so very strong program despite the mistakes, and the crowd really enjoyed it. And yeah, discussing the difference between Rinka Watanabe and Alyssa Liu, I do think Rinken Watanabe did, have more under rotations, but I think the GOE on Alyssa Liu's under rotations should have been lower. Like, let me think. I don't know. I think it should have been. I don't know if I should have been said lower, but like a little less maybe. For I don't know, but I don't know, guys. I'm not a judge. I'm sorry if I'm offending you. Again, I think this one was close. A lot of people said Rinka Watanabe should have won. I think Alyssa Liu still should have won. I think Rika Watanabe could have been a little bit closer to Alyssa, or Alyssa's score should have been a little lower compared to Rinka Watanabe. But in any case, I think both of them did very well. All the top four did very, very well. And so, regardless of how you see it, I saw a lot of people doing Rinka Watanabe, Alyssa Liu, Lara Nakiguban, and then Gubanova. But I think this current order is fine in my not fine in my opinion, but in my opinion, this is how the ordinal should have went. But anyway, in third place was Anastasia Gubanova, second place was Rinka Watanabe, and in first place was the very fun-loving queen, Alyssa Liu. Okay, and then moving on to our pairs. This is a very interesting what do you call this? Pairs event. I don't know. I'm like pairs event. This was a very interesting pairs event. And so I will actually start off with the sixth place pair, Akupova Rakhmanin of Armenia. They had a fourth place short program here, just an air on their side by side triple sals, and then a seventh place free skate, which was unfortunate for them. They did look quite disappointed with that. Couple errors on the side by side jumps. I think a step out on that triple sal throw, a save on that throw. The unfortunate part at the end of the program was that they were going into their pair combination spin, and just unfortunately, I think Nikita Rakhmanin fell on it, and it was just they couldn't recover it, so they got 0 points and a fall on that element. So a very unfortunate attempt at that pair combination spin was what really brought them down. I think if they had succeeded on the pair combination spin, yeah, they would have gotten about 4 points more with positive GUI, and that would have put them a lot higher. But they still did make other mistakes on other jumping passes. So, but they are kind of a newer team that we're kind of just seeing, and so we'll see where they go in the future. In fifth place was the German team, right? German team, yeah. German team of Hockey in Kunko. They were third place in the short here with a relatively clean skate except for triple sals. Side by sides were had a little bit of negative Julie on them. And then they were fifth place in the free skate with a quarter and a fall on their triple sal. Slight lift error, and the devastating part of this came when they tried to go into a lift, the five axle lift, the axle entry lift, you know what I mean, and they just couldn't get the lift up, unfortunately, and that was really their main mistake in it. So they lost. I don't even know how much that lift is worth. I think that was actually their lift that was worth the most. Yeah, they lost about 7, maybe 8 points with GOE on that lift. So that was really what brought them down. It was quite a devastating thing after a really beautiful triple lutz throw. They just couldn't get into that lift, and they had to abandon it, unfortunately. Yeah. and that got them down to 5th overall. A skating team, a pair that did better in the free than they did in the short was Chan and Hao from the US. They were the top US team here at Skate America. They were 5th place in the short program, did get a fall and under-rotation on the triple toe, and then the triple loop did have a little bit of negative G on that throw jump. Looking at their free skate, they were 3rd place in their free skate to what's this music called again? Unchained Melody from Ghost. And this is a pretty solid-ish free skate. Triple toe did have an under rotation on the side by side. Triple loop throw had a little bit of negative Julie on it, and then a fall on the. This was a very interesting fall. It looked like Emily Chan landed that fall and then landed that triple flip throw. Unfortunately, just did not and got into a fall. Unfortunately. I think she slipped off the back heel or something. It looked like she was gonna land it, and unfortunately, she just didn't. But otherwise, the elements are very strong team from Shannon Howe. You know, looking ahead towards the Olympics, they were kind of the main U.S. team for a while, and then they had some injury issues, and now we're kind of here. And I do think they have a very solid chance at making to the Olympic team. Shannon Howe, I think they have a very solid chance to make the team. Okay, let's head into our top three. Our top three, the third place team was Laurent and Etier of Canada. This was quite a surprising result and a very, very happy result for this team. They were 6th place in the short program with a clean skate, but not very high GUE. They didn't get any GUE, unfortunately, on their triple twist and on their step sequence in the short program. In the free skate, they just had a really good very, very good free skate. They were personal best, 2nd place free skate. Triple twist, triple sal. Only error was the double axle, single axle. Double axle just got a little stuck there. But everything was very good. The lifts were good. The throws were good. New personal best and overall score. I thought this skate had the right emotion in it. I thought it was set to say something. And it's a program I remember, and I hope I get to rewatch it. Laurent and Etier's free skate. I thought it was a very well done program for the team. And yeah, good to see more success from the team. I know they got a medal at Skate America a couple of seasons ago, and I'm happy to see them return to the podium, and I'm happy to see them. And maybe this kind of signals a challenge to the Canadian pairs to see if they can maybe make the Olympics in Canada. Yeah. Okay, in 2nd place was the Georgian youngsters, Metlakina and Barulava. They had a very demanding, very strong 1st place free skate, absolutely clean. Everything had very high GOE. This was a competitive free skate. They actually got a world record in base value. I think because like the requirement was higher or something. So they got a world record in base value actually by attempting very, very difficult elements. And yeah, very good Julie, very good everything here. New personal best, great for them. Their free skate was unfortunate, and they unfortunately it was just not the best for them, and they were visibly upset by it in the kiss and cry, unfortunately. They did fall on their side by side triple sal repetition with no combos on the triple toe loop, unfortunately. And then the very devastating part came from their axle lift, where again they just couldn't get the lift up. They were just a bit uncoordinated on the going up on the lift, and it was just super duper duper unfortunate, and you could see that they were just disappointed by their skate. It was just not the best skate for them. They did recover strong, I think, at the end of the program. Triple loop throw was good. 2 more lifts were very strong with good Julie on those lifts. Um, and yeah, it was just unfortunate, and not the skate they would have liked for sure, but I still do think they do have a chance at, kind of proving their skill, not their skill, what is it? Proving their dominance. They've had very good free skates, in other elsewhere in this season. And, I think this one skate was just a bit of a fluke, maybe just not their best. And we'll see. We'll see, right? We'll see how they end up. We'll see. Okay. Yeah, so that was 2nd place. 1st place though was the veteran, not the veteran, but they've been around for quite a while. The Japanese team of Miura and Gihara, they were 2nd place in the short program, did pop the triple toe into a double toe. That's what was in second place. I love their Peanut Black short program. I thought it was very good. Their first place Gladiator free skate. The only main mistake being an underrotation on the triple toe and not getting into those axles that they plan to get into, unfortunately. But the rest of the program very strong. Strongest throws in the field. Triple let's throw, triple loop throw is very strong. All the lists are very strong as well. And so, very good comeback skate after maybe not the best short program, not the short program that they would have wanted, but very good program from the Japanese team. Miura and Kihara, they were first here and kind of showing that they are the kind of team to watch out for, the team to beat, the top team in the world. This wasn't as high as their score in France, but this was a very strong score here at Skate America. And yeah, I still do think they're kind of the team to beat. Hase and Bulletin as well, obviously, are a very strong team. And we'll just have to see. We'll have to see with all these teams and where they end up. Paris is ending up very interesting, I think, on the international space. But yeah, third place, Laurent Etier. Second place, Metzokina Barulava. And first place, Mira and Kihara. Now let's head over quickly to our ice dance event. This was a very interesting event for me. I thought, I don't know really know what I thought, but I just thought I thought things because I think I don't know. I just think a lot. Yeah. In fifth place here, this was a bit of a surprising result for me. In fifth place, I feel like I'm saying everything like that this episode. That was a bit of a surprising result for me. And yes, these results were pretty surprising. But in fifth place was Carrera and Ponomarenko, actually, of the USA. They were fifth place in the rhythm dance with a clean rhythm dance. Again, just a lot of these levels. I'm like, whoa, level one for both of them on the mid midline step. You know what I mean? And then their pattern step got a level base, a level B. Still positive GOE, but just the levels weren't there. The judging panel just like were really looking at those skates and making sure you got every single turn in there right. They were fourth place in the free dance. Their free dance there was Notre Dame de Paris, and I don't know. I just think this program is very solid. But I remember seeing their perfume murder mystery theme program, and I was really impressed by that program. And I don't know. I just feel like this was not my favorite program. I thought it was a very good theme. I think it's very classical, very good program. I don't know if it just had that it moment for me in it. I was just like, wow, like that was good. This is good. This is really good, and I don't want to take away anything from that. But I just mean, I don't know. I don't know. This is not my favorite program of theirs, but it's still a solid program. Very much an Olympic worthy program. Yeah, still a very good program from Korea Ponomarenko. So yeah, they were fifth overall. Maybe this was a bit surprising result because I thought they would really medal here. I thought they would get onto the podium here, and it was they are a team that the U.S. has they've been kind of the second in the U.S. for a while now, and their scores this season haven't been just as high as before. And I don't know what could be leading to that. Christina Carrera did get citizenship, I believe, yesterday in the U.S., which is really cool, and congratulations for her. And so they are eligible to represent the U.S. at the Olympics. I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know. U.S. nationals in ice dance is gonna be crazy. That's all I know. Okay, in fourth place, from France was the French team of Demergeau and Le Messier. They were fourth place in the rhythm dance. Again, a clean program. Again, lower levels on the pattern steps and the mid whatever they're called, guys. And then they were fifth place in the free dance. They got better levels in the free dance. They better levels. This was their League of Legends theme free dance. I like this one a lot. I think it's energetic. I think it's fun. I think it's upbeat. Excuse me. Good program for them. France has two spots for the Olympics and ice dance, and so I'm very interested in seeing where those will go as well. Especially with the team above them at this competition was third place, Loporeva and Brissot. From also France, they were third in the rhythm dance here with a good skate. Did get an exclamation point on their choreo rhythm sequence. I still don't know what the exclamation point means. I just know it's bad because it's red. I'm sorry. And then they were third place in the free dance. They did get a stationary lift level 1, unfortunately, which is kind of surprising. Their Bjork theme free dance is quite provocative and quite not provocative, like emotionally striking, I would say. Very interesting concept and everything. Yeah, again, a few other levels which just are not as high on those individual elements. But yeah, strong program from them still. I think they, weren't, they weren't super duper happy with the score, but still a good skate for them. They still got really good technical side and everything, components, very good. But I think they were just looking for more in the Kiss and Cry. The second place team I'm really impressed with was La Joie and La Gare of Canada. They were second in the rhythm dance here with a clean program, a clean slate, if you will. Very good program for them. Their free dance was the White Crow, and this is so good. And this is a program they did, I believe, 2 seasons ago, and they're bringing it back. And I think it's the right choice for them to bring this program back. I just thought it was a excellent program for Le Joie Naga. I thought, I don't know, the drama in it, the emotion in it, the ballet-esque element of it, the gracefulness, but also the tension within it. It's just a great program for them. I really did feel like maybe I was watching the movie or something. I don't know. But yeah, really good program from Le Joie and Naga. They were second in the free dance, and I honestly thought maybe leaving a little bit more score would have been good for them. But yeah, okay, the first place team though was the reigning world champs from the US, Madison Chalk and Evan Bates. They dominated here. They won by 15 points here. They were first in the rhythm dance by about 7 points. Again, lower levels, but still pretty clean. What they make up for is those high Jewies. Many of the judges were just kind of sticklers here and everything, but they got very high Jewy in their rhythm dance. Um, yeah, they're what is the musician there? What's the musician in there? I'm gonna forget. Oh my gosh. It's but Lenny Kravitz in there in the rhythm dance. But yeah, I think it was a good rhythm dance. Their free dance, I understand. Okay, let's talk about it. It was clean, first of all. Their free dance is the flamenco Westworld painted black that a lot of people are still kind of iffy about. And I will admit, when I first saw it at Top of China, I was confused. I was like, I was confused. But I honestly think that, yeah, this is actually a pretty decent skate. I think I liked a lot of the parts individually by themselves. I think still maybe there's a little, I don't know what it is with me and like the overall esque theme of the program. I'm just still unsure, a little bit unfamiliar with it. But the individual parts of the program, things like the twizzles, things like the lifts, things like the skirt flying around, I like those parts of the program. I thought they were very well executed. And I feel like the third time I watch it, I will like it a lot more. So probably at Grand Prix final, I will like this program a lot. And I don't know, I think at first a lot of people were kind of like me and kind of unsure. I hope people do grow to like this program because I do think it is a pretty decent program from Chalk and Bates. But yeah, that was the Icings event. Third place was Lo Pureva Briso. What is it? Second place was La Joie and La Ga. And in first place was Chalk and Bates by a really good score, over 15 points victory for them here. And so that concludes the Icings event at Skate America, and that concludes all the events at Skate America. Oops, let's plug in this computer. This is my laptop. But yeah, in terms of this overall event, I enjoyed it. I think I watched 12 hours of skating on the weekend, so I was very glad I was able to do that. But I, I fell behind on a lot of other things that I probably should have done, homework and whatnot. But still, I loved to watch all of Skate America, or at least most of Skate America. And yeah, definitely memorable programs in here that I will take, memorable moments that I will take. And yeah, I really like this Game America. And yeah, interesting to have it in November, but I liked all the vibes. I liked everything in Skate America and everything. But yeah. But yeah, next week we will go to Europe one more final time, and that is our last Grand Prix, at least main Grand Prix event of the six, our last event. We're going back to Europe to Helsinki and Finland to watch the 2025 Finlandia Trophy, and that is the last stop of chaos before we figure out who is finally gonna all be going to the Grand Prix final. And then yeah, so just to give you an idea of like my scheduling, next week will be an episode about the Finlandia Trophy, reviewing that. and probably just discussing who is going to, I don't know. And then the episode after that will be the episode after that will be like a prediction of the Grand Prix final, and then the episode after that will be after the Grand Prix final is done. So I'll review the Grand Prix final, and then we'll get into national season and discussing all the different nationals. And yeah, it will be a lot, but just bear with me these last weeks of November and then into December. And then in the new year, we go start speculating and thinking and thinking and thinking about the Olympic season. And that will be very, very exciting. So, yeah, thank you so much for listening to this episode of a Teen Talks Game podcast. My Zango, I hope you enjoyed listening, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.